Ladies and gentlemen, the title for today is the HDB flats. I think that's too much, boy. I think that's too much. I think that's really too much. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I know whether the government will implement cooling measures or not. Let's watch until the end to hear my analysis, then you judge for yourself. So the latest government property price results has came out, and guess what? The HDB resale prices continue to chong and go up, and so did the URA price index for the private property. So very interestingly, the government through Minister Desmond Lee has actually made some statements, and let's analyze his statement to know whether there will be property cooling measures or not. To start off, the prices for resale HDB and private property has been going up for a long period of time already, right? Just look at this graph that goes up. This for HDB, and then this is for private property, go up. And guess what? It's going even upper, higher and steeper. And for the month of July, it has gone up by 0.6% for HDB resale, and for the private property, 0.9% quarter on quarter. It has been increasing at a decreasing pace. Okay, the number of $1 million resale HDB has broke record again. We say it's going to break record for the last few videos on this topic, and guess what? It has actually broken record again. So we started somewhere around 74 when we first talked about it. It has grown to 96 and now broke 120 for the flash report of July. So since January 2024 till now, there are $543 million transaction that's happened in the HDB resale market. And that's an increasing number. Soon you will break 150, then later 175, 200, and so on. In the month of July, we have also seen the most expensive HDB resale flat at 1.73 million at Sky Oasis and Desert. And that's an incredible high record. And I think that right now, $2 million HDB is within reach. I don't know when it will come, but I think $2 million is within reach right now. Now, the proportion of $1 million HDB homes has increased steadily from 2.8% all the way to 2.3%, and then gradually growing up to now a sudden jump of 4%, and so on. So by July, we're about 3.9% and 4%. To say that the proportion is not a significant number is correct, but it's an increasing proportion, which means that basically our HDB flats are really getting more and more expensive. That the $1 million proportion is getting higher and higher and higher. Well, a very interesting analyst actually say that there is a fear of being priced out that causes this sense of urgency to buy quickly. Well, this is panic buying to some extent, right? So Lee Zi-Teck, the Senior Director of Hudson Asia, Director of Data Analytics, says that due to the drop in the number of listings, there's not enough supply. So basically, HDB resale flat buyer face now limited choice. So the continued climb in HDB resale prices also create a sense of being priced out if they hold back. And this hastened the purchase for some buyers. So really scared that if I don't buy right now at a higher price, this will cause prices now to go up and up and up. So first and second timers who are unable to secure BTO flats have also turned to resale flats. So which is quite surprisingly, right? So I thought that the government is now increasing more HDB BTO flats, and yet people are actually being more scared. Well, the frank truth is that there is now new classification comments in the October BTO flats. So buyers are now faced with more stringent resale requirement, and people say that so much resale restrictions, might as well don't buy BTO flats and just buy resale. If not, I got to hold for a very long time and things like that. So this is the big news that came out. So Minister Desmond Lee actually said that the affordability is still okay. It's still okay. Now let's analyze what he says. So Minister Desmond Lee said that the majority of HDB resale flats remain affordable to first-timers. And in response to a question by our MP of Bishan, Toa Payoh GRC, he pointed out 8 in 10 first-timer families who collected their keys for their resale flats in 2023 could service their monthly loan installment with their CPF savings with minimal or no cash outlay. And the number of high-price transactions, I think he defined that as those above million, continue to make up a small minority of the total resale transaction. I got three comments here. Number one is that it's probably important now to look at 2024. Okay, 2024 and 2023 are quite two different pictures, you know. The number of flats are going up like that exponentially. But nevertheless, the way the government actually define as affordability is as long as your CPF can pay for it is okay. You know, I'm actually very concerned about people's retirement, right? I pride myself as a activist in a CPF arena, and I really want to stress that, you know, it's important that our CPF form the foundation of our financial safety net for retirement. And if all our CPF being sucked up by housing, that's a cause for concern, okay? And that's my concern. So will there be enough money for your retirement because of it? Maybe yes, maybe no, but certainly more and more of your CPF savings are being sucked up by your flats. But anyway, this is the government yardstick. I leave it to them. And the third one is, yes, it is a small minority. We just checked, it's about 4%, but it's an increasing percentage that is gradually growing. And I think this is a cause for some concern. So I have two key takeaways from this thing. Number one is, I think that the government is unlikely to intervene further with cooling measures. It seems that the government is quite okay with the current situation. So Minister said that there are 3 rounds of cooling measures have been implemented since December 2021 to temper housing demand in resale market and encourage financial prudence among housing buyers. So this is basically saying is that, no, I think it's enough. Okay, I think this is what he implies. I think it's enough. So this is my personal read that government is unlikely to intervene further, and what they have done is enough, and they built a lot of HDB BTO flats and things like that. The second thing that the government actually said, no, minister actually said is this: while the resale market has risen in the last few years, we should not expect housing prices go up indefinitely. History has taught us that property markets move in cycles. Specifically, this is what he said: in times of market exuberance, prospective buyers should be extra careful because those who buy high will be harder hit when the market eventually comes down. I use the phrase, okay, this minister said, not I say, when the market eventually comes down. He did not say could come down. He actually said that market eventually comes down, right? So what he's saying is that market will finally come down. And this is something that, you know, everybody should be cautious of, because market property cycles will happen. This is what I believe as well. I think I support what the minister say. But there are a lot of people, right, in 165 group everywhere, critics, you know, supporters everywhere, who believes that in Singapore property prices only go up forever, right? Well, you know, whenever I say that, you know, everybody say that, Mr. Loo, you know, you're frightening the whole world and things like that. Now, this is not I say, this minister say, this minister say, okay? So I think the government is issuing a warning, right, that property prices could eventually come down. I almost want to use the word eventually, you know, will eventually come down, but let's soften the word to could eventually come down. And this is something that we all want to be concerned about. Okay, we should all be concerned about. So this is also something interesting, that the minister is giving a warning for those people who like to buy property at higher price. Well, I've given you the warning already many times, okay? You will be harder hit when the market eventually comes down. So the government actually says that, no, I've warned you already. I'm not going to bail you out, okay? I'm not going to bail you out. I've given you a warning already, okay? So don't say I never warned you, right? So I think the likelihood of a government bailout or government supporting high prices, I think it's not going to be there, okay? This is my read of what he says, okay? So please read the English yourself. Don't say, Mr. Loo, you're frightening people, fear-mongering. This is what I read of his statement, okay? You all can interpret it any other way. I would rather the government moderate price volatility more, right? So don't let it go up too much and don't let it come down too much, you know. Keep it within a boundary as much as possible. I think it's easier said than done, but you know, at this time, you know, it's very easy to just moderate price without even doing anything. All the government needs to just tell everybody 9 year lease, prices will eventually go down because we're going to make the value zero. Now, as long as they say something like this, everybody will start to be more cautious. But I think the government is probably not going to say that, for fear that, you lead to a property crash. I feel that the property bubbles, like what we're seeing now, is actually bad for economy because it lead to higher costs of living and higher costs of production. But you know what I'm reading right now is that, I don't think the government cares at this point of time, right? Not that they're not caring government. I think they're what they have said, and they have said before. I've done 3 rounds of property cooling so far, and I've done, producing a lot of producing and building a lot of BTOs. I think I've done enough. Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna do anymore. I think so this is Mr. Loo. I think I'm overly concerned. If the government is not going to do anymore, why should I care, right? Anyway, my own HDB flats is going up. So just coincidentally, my property prices for Malaysian house is going up also because the ringgit is rising, and there is also a cost. There's also a property inflation happening there as well. So as long as my children can buy a BTO or stay with their parents, I talk so much also useless. The second thing I've been doing is to tell my children, don't be silly to buy a HDB resale flat. Okay. Well, just go for a BTO. The government give priority to those first timers. Okay, so buy a BTO. Never mind all the restrictions, and then next time sell at an amazingly high resale price after 10 years or so, right? So if the government give you a jackpot, give you money, you take or don't take, right? Now I know that a lot of people say that, but what about singles, Mr. Loo? No, what about those people who are who have bought a too small flat now to upgrade to a bigger flat but cannot afford and things like that. There are a lot of people who are also priced out of the market. Their income is too high to buy a HDB, a BTO, but too low to buy a condo whatsoever. I would just say this, I think the government knows this problem. I'm just wondering why they're not solving it, okay? But as far as I'm concerned, my paycheck is too low to solve this problem. I would rather there's some moderation of price going up and moderation of price coming down, some kind of band, but my paycheck is too low for this. So I think I've cried murder enough in this topic. What do you think, right? What do you think? So please leave a comment in the YouTube section, and remember, click like and subscribe. And we can also join this discussion in the 186 Telegram group. And I'll see you in a day or two. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I know whether the government will implement cooling measures or not. Let's watch until the end to hear my analysis, then you judge for yourself, okay? So the latest government property price results has came out, and guess what? The HDB resale prices continue to chong and go up, and so did the URA price index for the private property. The number of $1 million resale HDB has broke record again. We say it's going to break record for the last few videos on this topic, and guess what? It has actually broken record again. Due to the drop in the number of listings, there's not enough supply. So basically, HDB resale flat buyer face now limited choice. And if all our CPF being sucked up by housing, that's a cause for concern, okay? And that's my concern. So will there be enough money for your retirement because of it? Maybe yes, maybe no. So I think the government is issuing a warning, right? That property prices could eventually come down. I almost want to use the word eventually, no, will eventually come down. But let's soften the word to could eventually come down. And this is something that we all want to be concerned about. Okay, we should all be concerned about. From what the minister says here, it also gives me that if you just continue to buy high, sorry. So let's try this again. So this is also something interesting that